Hi, welcome back to English 111 Online. I hope you got the email that I sent out yesterday that gives you more of an idea of what the rhetorical devices you should be looking for in those 3 assigned readings. I had one student reply to that and said that that was helpful to her, so I'm hoping it will be helpful to everyone else. If you haven't checked your email, and you're still struggling with the concept of rhetorical devices, maybe you want to go and read that email. This week, I want you to review the Core Project 1 Rhetorical Analysis Assignment document. We still are not writing the essay at this point. I know some of you are anxious to get started in writing the essay. But we actually are going to get started this week. We're going to do the introduction paragraph with your thesis statement. And hopefully you'll be able to use the information that you put together for the rhetorical devices that you found and put into your journal entry. And then you should be able to use that information to create your thesis statement. So this week, I'd like for you to review that document so you have an overview of what we're doing. Again, of course, watch the video, which you are now doing. And also, there is a slideshow presentation here about how to write an introduction paragraph. And that that's a lot of good information that will take you through how to write an introduction paragraph for this essay and for any future essays that you may write. I've also put a copy of my sample rhetorical analysis essay up here for you to look at again in case you want to look at my introduction paragraph and see how I did it, because you can use it as a model for how you're going to do it. But the slideshow presentation takes you through step by step. Remember, you're going to get something to get the reader's attention. You're going to introduce the name of the article that you're writing about. You're going to introduce the authors to your reader. You're going to narrow down your focus to your thesis statement, which will be your last sentence in your paragraph. And on that last sentence in your paragraph, you are going to mention your 3 rhetorical devices. 2, if you want to. The assignment only requests that you do 2. You may do 3 if you would like to, like I did in my sample essay. One thing that will be essential to you to understand what the rhetorical choices that the author makes in order to make her point would be to know what the actual point is that the author is trying to make. If you will open the 3 documents that I put on here that link to the copies of the articles and go up to the autobiographical information, the first one I pulled up here, when should a child be taken from his parents? I have highlighted the part that tells what the point is that the author is trying to make in her essay. And I can say her because all 3 of these authors happen to be female. So it's in this one, through the story of a single mom trying to hold on to her kids, this essay introduces us to the complexities of a system that balances the sanctity of family with the urgent need to protect some children from their own parents. And that is at the heart of the rhetorical choices that the author makes. How is she going to show you, the reader, that it's a very complex system? So find the things that help her make her point. If we take a look at the one education attentional disarray, the part I've highlighted here, Turkle is concerned that smartphones and social media are keeping students from developing the kind of attention span and social skills she believes are central to college-level learning. That is her point. That's why she's given us all this information. So what choices did she make? What kind of devices did she use to get that point across to us. That's what you're looking for, and that's what you're going to write about. And then finally, serving in Florida. I highlighted this. Barbara Ehrenreich decided to take a series of unglamorous jobs, waitressing, house cleaning, retail sales, and to live on the meager wages these jobs paid. And even though it doesn't say so here, you know, the point that she's trying to make is that she couldn't do it. She couldn't withstand the stamina that it would take to do this job, and she couldn't live on the wages that she made either. So those I think if you look back at those things and you get an idea of what the author is choosing to tell you or to get across in the essay, then that will help you see how she began to make those points to you. Your thesis statement, of course, will reflect the rhetorical devices that each of the authors use in their essay. The email that I sent yesterday with more instruction on rhetorical devices in each of these particular essays, I mention a couple of rhetorical devices for each one of those. So if you want to use those that I mentioned in that instruction, that is perfectly fine with me. You'll just need to read to find examples, and you'll need to be able to discuss how using those various rhetorical devices creates better understanding for the reader. And of course, you'll be writing about someone else's essay. So when I'm talking about the reader, you're the reader of her essay, and of course, you're writing for readers of your essay. And we want it all to be clear. The only graded assignment for this week is to do a journal activity. Well, actually, I can't click on it right now. But the journal is asking you to do an introduction for this essay. It does not have to be the introduction that you end up with. It's a rough draft of an introduction. What would be the best way that I would suggest to do it is to create a Google Doc, create your introduction, go ahead and set up your Google Doc the way that you would do in MLA format. If you need to know how to do that, you can scroll up to the top of the course up here under this tab that says Course Calendar, how to create and share a Google Doc, how to submit assignments and all that. There's step-by-step instructions on how to make it a Google Doc. And then when you get down to the journal, you'll be able to click on that, and then you can copy and paste your introduction paragraph from your actual beginning of your essay into the journal entry. It'll be an easy way for me to look at introduction paragraphs from everybody and make sure you have a good thesis statement is the main thing I'm looking for, and that you've developed your introduction well enough that you can go into the essay and begin creating body paragraphs next week. I've put a document on here about how to write a rhetorical analysis. When you open that document, it will show you MLA format again, reminding you of how to set that up. It will talk about the title. Do not title your essay the same as the title of the article that you're writing about, because that's their title. It's not your title. And you can see what I chose. I chose a very academic sounding title. You don't really have to do that, but your title needs to relate to the content of your essay, the point that you're trying to make in your thesis statement. But this information right here, the introduction paragraph, how to put it all together, is good information that you can use in addition to the slideshow that you're going to view on this, particularly for this essay. Also, I put the sample essay of mine up there again, as I said, so you can look back at that, look at mine, and see how it fits into this. Hopefully, by the time you do the journal entry, you will be clear on what you're trying to say in this essay. You will have started your introduction. Of course, you can go back and revise it, because next week is going to be all about rough drafts and revision. And then the final essay will be due the week after that. That's the week of beginning with September 30th. So you have some time. I know some of you are still antsy about wanting to just go ahead and write the essay. And you can go ahead and do that if you want to, but concentrate mainly on having a good, clear thesis statement, and use the information from your journal to complete that thesis statement. Okay, well, contact me if you have any questions. That's why I sent out the extra instruction this week, because of students clearly not understanding. And when I see 2 or 3 students that don't understand what I'm talking about, clearly that's my mistake and I need to clarify. So please don't hesitate to ask questions, and I'll be glad to help you. And if I think it's something that could benefit the whole class, I'll send out a class announcement with the information to help everybody. But ask questions as you need it. Call on me if you need help, and I will be glad to help you with this. Take it slow and easy, and try to read and understand what you're going to write about before you attempt to start writing the body paragraphs. But that document does go into the body paragraphs, what you want to put in there also. Next week we'll take a look at how to insert quotations, because you'll need to be using some textual evidence in your essay, and we'll talk all about that next week. But for now, read, understand, and get ready to write the essay. If you need anything, let me know. I'll be glad to help, and I'll see you next time.